So, aliens. That what we're fucking talking about now?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about what you said when we were talking about this bag at work that day. You said you think that if we hadn't found them by now, we're not going to find them. I feel like that's not necessarily true because no matter what you believe in creation and the Big Bang or whatever, everything in the universe would have started off at the same time. And logically, you would think that everything would progress at relatively the same time.
No. Well, everything did originally create at the same time. Planets and celestial systems all grow rapidly. We still have nebulas that are just forming now.
What I said was if there was hyper intelligent life out there like UFOs and spaceships and whatnot,
Okay.
they would have found us by now.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
You want me to go?
Go ahead.
I'll go. Okay, so I was watching this interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, like a couple days ago, and he said, since the universe is always expanding, there have been planets and galaxies ripped from what we can see, like past our horizon. So, like, what has gone and went that we can't see that past astronomers were able to see, and like what in the future are that we have now are they not going to be able to see? You know what I mean?
My question on that isn't it
Like, are we gonna
universe
have
only
like
expanding?
maybe some of the planets in our solar system won't even fucking be here?
Well, the question I have then is, I thought the universe is only expanding around 2,000 miles per second.
Right.
The speed of light is so much faster. Anything that should have been in our purview in the past should still be in our purview. However, granted, in the past, obviously, previous events could have happened. For example, if you're going to believe the whole aliens thing about the Egyptians having help from aliens and stuff like that, with their tractor beams or whatever you want to call them. Yes, that's something previous astronomers only had the opportunity to use.
Oh, that's an annoying thing.
Well, they also, but like, with that point, why wouldn't they have fucking
like Gopher from
why wouldn't they
Wall-E.
have written it down?
Well, they probably did. I mean, you could use Ra as an example. I mean, he's the sun deity in their
Well,
origin.
and you know, were they smart enough to
Well,
at the time to figure that shit out?
Philosophers came from all times.
Yeah, but they
Well,
definitely didn't figure out shit that we have now.
They're smart enough to know how to
obviously,
mummify people,
but-
so why couldn't they design the freaking pyramids? You know?
Well, that's because
We can't replicate it now.
technology is not linear. For example, the Nordics created a sword that has such refined steel that we're still trying to figure out the basics of how it is. I believe it's called Damascus steel.
Valerian.
Valerian steel. I'm glad you knew what I was talking about. But the problem with that is maybe they did try to write the aliens down properly, but they viewed them as deities at the time. So they viewed them as Ra and
Like gods?
Yes.
But then they specialize each god to a certain aspect of nature. So why would they give that to these aliens?
Okay, let's say the aliens brought forth a sun chariot, aka their UFO was so bright it basically turned night into day because of the amount of light you radiated off of it. That would be an aspect of Ra. They would make him a sun deity at that point. Let's say they brought an absorbent amount of water and made the Nile River into fresh water instead of salt water. That would be another aspect of the river. So on and so forth. Now, going back to what I was trying to say is Mars actually believe right now, we all know it has ice caps on it. Normally when you have ice caps, you have
water.
You have water. And when you have water, you normally have the beginnings of life. There's a possibility that there's bacteria, for God's sakes, on Mars, and that's...
Well, yeah, those would technically be aliens, but
Well, yeah.
that's,
I don't think it's the Greys that
not
the
aliens
Greys or
per se, but life.
Yeah,
It's still...
Possibility of life.
I guess they haven't proved it yet. Have
It's the possibility of life is bigger than like life finding us.
they? Yeah, I'm sure somewhere on Mars there's like a plant. I would think of some sort. I mean, I don't know because
multicellular systems, possibly.
I was thinking something like a cactus
moss.
or moss,
Underground moss.
because it's kind of like a desert. Am I right?
Right. I mean, it's barren, very dry, obviously, but they're finding ice caps in places that are like cold enough. But we have mosses and grasses underground here. Serves the purpose that if it's carbon based, that could happen there.
Well, there was a
You ever seen The Martian?
theory believed that carbon has...
That's right. Potatoes grow on Mars.
if there's a human there to grow them.
Yes, exactly.
Matt
But-
Damon.
If there has been a human to shit them
You should bring me
Uh, well, the theory
and
is,
others.
I believe at one point in like 2008, the scientists were saying if there was going to be life any other planet other than Earth, it was probably going to be in Venus, and they weren't going to be carbon-based life forms. They
Yeah,
were
but
going to be
it's
silicon-based
too
life
hot.
forms because of how hot it is. Silicon has a natural
But
higher.
I was talking to Michael about
heat
this.
resistance.
Venus is the closest planet to Earth. Or,
In
you know what I
the-
mean?
in the hot-
Closest
in
in
the-
similarity to Earth.
Yes,
in the
it's
sweet
considered.
spot?
It's considered the
Yeah.
sister planet.
Like, have you looked at it? It kind of looks like fucking Earth. It's
I
just.
thought it was gaseous. I
It
always
is.
grew up learning
No,
it was
too gaseous.
the,
too hot.
the first four are rock
Rock
based,
planets.
and the next four are
Gaseous.
gaseous. Well, then you get to Pluto, and then it goes back to.
What
it's
about
not right
Uranus?
anymore.
Is that
Uranus,
gaseous?
Read the
Uranus
magnet.
is still gaseous. They're gas giants.
Giant gas. Uranus.
It also apparently smells like a fart up there. So,
That would be
Sulfur.
terrible. But you know what?
Makes
Whatever
sense.
lives up there is used to that smell.
Yeah.
So.
well, if there's anything in there,
Maybe they think oxygen smells.
Think
Like.
about that. Like you live on a planet where it's like it just smells like a fart, and then you come here. Like, what would that
They
smell?
probably
like
think
to
it
you?
smells awful.
Oh, right. But
Oh,
it's
God,
like, it
fresh
doesn't
air?
Smell like anything to us.
It
You
smells
know?
like shit.
Why don't they have anything in it? Ugh.
I don't smell anything
I'm,
good.
I'm used
Can I get some sulfur?
I'm used to this like raw egg smell.
There's so much
Well,
carbon
yeah,
dioxide.
They probably would figure they probably would be so used to it. It's just like air for them. Like there's no smell to it anymore for them. You know what I mean? And they come here and it probably just smell weird to them somehow. You know. So when you think about it, like maybe Earth stinks in some way that we just do not recognize because from birth we are used to it.
That's a good point.
Well, we all sweat.
Yeah.
I
Think
mean,
about how someone hypersensitive in the nose from another planet would imagine on like if they passed by a gym. Hey!
Yeah. They freaking
it's
pass
the smell. It stinks. I am sick and tired of your guys' smell.
Back to Mr. Anderson. Ooh, excuse me. I always wanted sunglasses like Morpheus's. How do they? I don't even see how they got them on. Like he just in the there.
They're-
Do you get an implant? Would you just get a magnet, kind of like the hair, like a toupee
That's
would
probably
be?
the future.
You know, just
They
like
just
you just your glasses attachment. It's so it doesn't mess with your hair,
he pinches.
or like bend your ears down.
Yeah, it doesn't mess with Morpheus' bald hair.
Bend
we
his
start talking
ears
about
down.
aliens. Now we're talking about Morpheus' sunglasses.
Anyway, but we digress.
You know, I think this is a good enough start for right now.
Yeah, it's trouble too. It's Call of Duty.
My main thing was I wanted